Hey, hi, hello creatives. Welcome back or to my channel. My name is Lindsay and it's been a while since I have done a voiceover. So I figured for my February bullet journal plan with me that I would do as a voiceover. So as you see on screen, as you saw on screen already, I showed you the supplies that I'm using, and then I also just showed you my cutouts of the magazine pages that I pulled out. I am doing the amethyst theme for February, and I wanted to do it as a collage art style. As you see right now, I'm doing the title page, but I'm doing the February wording on a white page because I'm doing a lot of collaging on the right side of this double spread, and I wanted the title to stand out, so I figured that I would try and do that on a white sheet of paper to make it stand out the best. For these pages, it took me about 2 hours altogether to do, and I know there are a lot of people out there that want to do more of a minimalist look, but I want to use the point for my bullet journal is an outlet for my creativity and to just kind of play around and, do what makes me happy. And I think that having my bullet journal in a way, like a pretty aesthetic looking fun pages, it's going to make me more inclined to actually use it. Although this is my very first true bullet journal, I did attempt it probably back in 2014. I think I've been on the Facebook groups for a long time admirer, basically first time trying it myself. However, I did try it back in 2014. I feel like I kept with it for about a month and it died down. It disappeared. It was too much work for me, and I wanted to do everything all at one time, and I wasn't ready for that. I didn't need all of the spreads, all of the collections, all of the trackers, everything to do. So I wanted to really try for 2021 to stick with it for the full year, and I thought, I know I'm still going real gung-ho here with this decoration and this artwork that I'm doing for these pages, but still, I'm really enjoying it. I am using as an excuse for some content here on YouTube, and it's also keeping me accountable for my pages and to kind of keep up with it, which is kind of nice for me, and it is working for me, at least for January so far. So what you see I'm doing on screen, you see that I did the collage art style for my title page, and I absolutely love it. On the left side now, what I'm coloring in is just basically the color palette, the colors that I'm using, the Tombows on the top, and then my acrylographs that I got for Christmas. The white, I had to do 2 coats here, but it was showing up kind of streaky at the beginning, and I just did a double coat and it came out fine. It worked perfectly. So very impressed with those. Those definitely work very well. I'm just adding some washi tape, and this first page is done. I love it. This just makes me so happy. I enjoy doing this. I mean, the majority of the 2 hours it took me to do all of the spreads that I'm showing you today, a lot of the time was spent on this cover page, but I do have a lot of other collage art process videos up on my channel if you wanted to check them out. I'll leave one here on the card, and I love doing them. It's such a good way to just be creative, express yourself on the page, and I love the outcome. So here now I'm doing my monthly overview, my monthly calendar. These are pages, so all of the purple that you're seeing, the amethyst colors, the first chunk that I showed you of pictures, I got all on Pinterest. I will leave linked down below all of the supplies that I use, and then my Pinterest board of all of these pictures that I saved in case you want to use any of them. The book pages I've gotten from Etsy, and I can leave their shop below. It's a local Toronto shop to myself. So I do, in the corner here, I do a little cluster of layering and collaging, and I really enjoy how that came out. And then I just do your typical double page calendar. This didn't take me too long to do. I just really enjoyed the process. I also can do a pretty straight line without trying too hard, which I always like. I always like the rougher lines rather than using a ruler. I'm also lazy, so I don't use a ruler. And then I have sections here for bills and then things that I focus on throughout the month. So my bills are just my certain credit cards and stuff that I know have to be paid by a certain day. I will fill that out on the side, and then just I highlight it once I've made that payment. In the bottom left corner, you'll also see a YouTube symbol and an Instagram symbol, and this is just keeping track of my growth on both platforms. So once I put these, the purple pictures up at the top, I use my acrylograph here to put the days on. I noticed that when I put Thursday and Friday, it was very hard to see because of the light coloring there, so I ended up using a darker purple just for Thursday and Friday to stand out more, and I think it looks fine. Normally I like every other or not side by side using the same color, but I think it works out really good, and I just was doing any excuse to use these acrylograph paint markers. They work very well. And I've, again, been a long time admirer, but never actually got any myself because living here in Canada makes shipping pretty pricey to get items like this. I know there is, after watching Caitlin's Corner, she did mention that there is a store here in Ontario that actually sell them, but they don't always have everything in stock and everything available, so sometimes it's just easier to get off of the Archer and Olive website. So I'm done with this spread and moving on to, I believe, my finances. And yeah, so I do my finance and payments on the left side, and then on the right side I do my paychecks. So actually, funny story, when I was filming this video, right after I started the right hand side pages, my phone died. I film everything on my phone. I just got the iPhone 12 Pro Max for Christmas, and I was recording everything in 4K, and my phone died, and I thought the footage was gone. I thought the first 3 pages that I did were completely gone. I was devastated. I was pretty upset about it. And I just needed to take a second for everything to load because it was in 4K. So that was definitely a little bit of a stressful moment. Everything would have been fine if it was lost, but telling myself that in the moment was just not happening. So everything's good. Took some time to even try and get this footage onto my computer because it was 1 hour and 18 minutes long was my first video, and my second video was 44 minutes long. And that was just a nightmare. Anyways, the technology, sometimes it just drives me nuts. But anyways, so what I'm doing a nice little cluster here in the middle, and this page is basically done. I use my finances to track my, what do I use that for? Wow, I'm drawing a blank. I use that for the start and end balances of my credit cards and stuff like that. And then my payments are just keeping track of how how much we're paying to each card, and then my paychecks, I track what money goes where for each time we get paid, because we are hoping to buy a house the end of this year. So I just want to make sure that we are paying as much as possible to everything. So hopefully buying a house in November time is successful, but we'll see. So moving on to the page that I'm doing now, I am doing a cluster of the purple amethyst stuff on the top and bottom, and this is for a line a day. I'm using this either for a gratitude or memories that happened that day, just a little summary of every day on each line for February. For those of you that don't know, I had a son back in February of 2020, right before COVID hit, and so I wanted to use this February to kind of keep track of my last month on maternity leave. So on the right hand side, you'll see I'm putting together some kind of clusters, but different blurbs, I guess, bubbles, maybe. The top one is just for a brain dump of just, brain dumping any sort of information, pretty self-explanatory. And then the bottom is my mat leave to-dos. So I end my mat leave the end of February, and I go back to work March 8th, keeping in mind that I will be working from home due to COVID, but still, there's some things creatively and, memory keeping stuff and different things decluttering stuff around the house that I want to get done. So I'm going to make a list here of all of those things to kind of, be productive the last month, because although we've been doing nothing all year, time is flying by. I can't believe my son will be a year next month. Just crazy to think about, but time flies. It was fun. We got to keep him to ourselves and enjoy him growing up, and as much as I feel like slowly watch him grow, it just went by so fast. So I think just one more page left. This is my weekly page, but so this is a B5 Archer and Olive notebook that I got for Christmas from my lovely husband. And so the pages are a lot bigger than what I was anticipating to use for this year. So I used a couple of double page weeklies for January, and I just felt like it was a lot of room for stuff, and I didn't want to just include stuff just to include stuff. So I wanted to make sure that I could utilize all the pages, and because these pages are a little bit bigger, I decided to put 2 weeks worth of event style days on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side you'll see is that master task list, and then you're able to just kind of check mark or solely monitor your progress of that task throughout the weeks. I can't remember. I remember seeing this actually on Instagram, but I know there's a lot of bullet journalers that use this method. So yeah, you'll see that I do you have week 1 on the left side, week 2 on the right side. Well, technically it's week 5 and 6. Yeah, week 5 and 6 of the year. And then again on my right side is my master task list, because ultimately I don't care which day certain tasks get done. It's more just making sure that it gets done throughout that week. Sometimes I like knowing when I got it done, but for an example, if I track the progress of filming this video, editing this video, and then posting and doing a thumbnail and stuff for this video, then I can kind of track it throughout the week. At least that's what I'm using it for. I haven't actually watched any YouTube videos or anything to kind of how to properly use it. That's just how I'm using it. You'll also see that there are little glue marks from gluing the bottom pieces on, and I end up using the eraser to erase the pencil marks, because I went through on all of my pages and set up and kind of penciled everything in on what I wanted to do, and the eraser kind of worked to take the glue off. I never really noticed that before, so that was pretty cool. I mean, there's the one mark that's kind of there, but once all my tasks and stuff are filled in, you're not even going to notice it, so it doesn't bother me. But yeah, I am loving how this came out. I, oohed and awed it a lot after I finished filming, and I showed my husband, and he thought it looks really good. And being creative in my journal just makes me so happy. So I'm happy to be doing a bullet journal this year and to be sharing it with all of you and sharing my first year bullet journaling. So I'm very appreciative of all 340 of you that have stuck around. I am planning to do another collage art video really soon, so please stick around for that. I thank you so much for watching. We're coming right to the end, so I'll let you go here and let you watch the flip through. Again, thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me. Thanks for making it this far if you did. I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of the things, and I will talk to you in the next one.